minutes and then I'll get started. I'm going to go over review chapter 8 and 9 exercises. Review set 1 is what I'm going to do tonight. There's a second review set and there's a small third review set. And I can do the second one next Sunday, or we can meet before then if you want to. Y'all can let me know. We can like maybe do on Thursday if you feel you need more.
Okay. Is anyone else here?
Stephanie Rodriguez is here. That's just 3 of you. Just 3.
I don't see or hear anyone else.
Stephanie's muted. And Rodriguez didn't say anything, I don't think.
Oh, I'm here. I'm ready.
There he is. Okay, he's talking. Okay. There he is. There he was. Okay, let me go share my screen. Which one do I want? I want this one. And I'm going to work the template. Let me get this down so I can get this. Go away. Come on. Why will it not? There we go. Okay, get this down here. Okay. There are problems exactly like this on the test. Trust me. So I want to go through this. Whoops, wrong one. We'll start over here, right here. Okay. This is, if you look at the equation sheet, this is equation 1 and 2. 1 is expected return. 2 is standard deviation. It's on there. The template's gray because I don't want to give you a hint while you're working this. If you look, the solution is also posted, and there it is, worked out. So you can go back and work at these. Okay, look at equation 1. All you need to do is multiply across and add down. And if I was in the classroom, I don't have a keypad, a numeric pad. Drag it down. I've multiplied across. I'm going to add down. There's expected return right there. Okay, you have to get that because that is what goes right there. Now, excuse me. Weighted averages always look just like that. Standard deviation, you have to be really careful with order of operations. So the first thing we want to do is what's inside the parens. The expected return in each state of the economy minus the overall expected return. So it's going to be that one. Here's minus this one. And I'm going to freeze the reference there. I'm getting that minus that minus that, etc., all the way down. That's the deviation. Then I want to square that. Oh. Go away. I hit the wrong key. That. Raised the 2. Delete. I don't want that. There you go. I want to square. Remember from your stat class why you square them? Because you don't want the high positive and the high negative to balance each other out. We're looking for how the deviation is. So if you square them, then they're all positive. Okay, there's the squared. Now I'm going to multiply times the probability. So that's going to be this one times, I'm used to having a keypad, the probability. There we go. And do that all the way down. When I add that up, summation sign, add those up, that's the variance. When I take the square root of that, SQRT, that's standard deviation right there. Now, with this one, paying attention to the order of operations is really important. What's inside, remember, let me put it down here. Whoop. There you go. Do what's inside the parens, then the exponent, then multiply, then add it all up. The last thing is the square root, the radical. So far, so good. There's one on there like that, I swear. Okay, let's look at number 2. Number 2 uses equations 3, 4, and 5. That's 3, that's 4, that's 5. This is the expected return on a portfolio, the beta of a portfolio, cap M. Now, see the W's in both of those right there? Those are the weights. Now back over here, the weight was the probability and it was given. Here, the weight is the percentage of dollars invested. So the first thing I need to do is get the weight. And that's going to be 6,000. Where's my divided by? Where the hell? Oh, there it is. There. I'm working on a different computer than I usually do. There we go. 6,000 is 25% of 24,000. I want to know the percentage all the way down. Needless to say, that should add up to 100%. That W, those weights, that's that weight and that's that weight. Same pattern, weighted average. I'm going to multiply the weight times the expected return. I'm going to do that all the way down. I'm going to add it up. Expected return on the portfolio is 835. Now, I'm going to use these weights with beta. Now, this would not all be in one problem on the test. I've just put it all together in one problem just for ease for us to work on. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to multiply the beta times the weight. I'm going to do that all the way down, and I'm going to add it up. Here's the beta of the portfolio. So far, so good. So you can see equations 1, 2, and 3 are all pretty much 1, 3, and 4 are pretty much the same. They're all weighted average. This is CAPM. CAPM has got two versions. The risk premium on the market is the expected return on the market minus the risk-free rate. When you're reading a problem, you need to be careful what they tell you. Do they tell you that the return on the market is so much, like this does, says return on the market is 8%, or do they tell you that the market risk premium is 5%? So you don't subtract. Now here's what we need. It's going to be equal to the risk-free rate, where's the plus, plus the return on the market minus the risk-free rate times the beta that we calculated. What did I do wrong? Oops, I got a little thing in there, didn't I? I shouldn't be let loose without a, there, that ought to work. 795, that's right. I'm used to having a numeric keypad, and this laptop doesn't have a numeric keypad. Okay, so this covered equations 3, 4, and 5 on your formula sheet. Questions about that? Okay, moving right along. Number 3. We're going to look at equation 5, or formula 5, CAPM. There it is. Let me make this a little bit smaller. There we go. Okay. In this first one, we're going to just solve for what's on the left-hand side. So it's easy. They gave us the risk-free rate. They gave us the market return. They gave us beta. So it's just what we did. It's going to be equal to the risk-free rate plus return on market minus the risk-free rate. See if I can get it right. Times beta. There it is, 845. That was straightforward. Okay, let me hide this one and get the next one. Okay, this case, they've given us the market risk premium. Now we're going to use the second version. So it's going to be the risk-free rate plus the market risk premium times beta, 835. Questions? Y'all are quiet. Okay. I'm going to hide this one. Okay. Here we need to solve for beta. Okay. Look at the instructions. Isolate the variable of interest, simplify, eliminate. I'm probably going to go over to the solution rather than write this thing in and show you what it looks like. Make it bigger. There we go. Yeah. You're given the market return, the risk-free rate, and the required return, and you want to solve for beta. What you do is set up the equation. Required return is equal to the risk-free rate plus return on the market minus the risk-free rate times something, beta, what we're solving for. Simplify this right here. So you've got 2 plus 450 times beta. Okay, subtract 2 from both sides. You've got 6.3 is equal to 450 times beta. Divide 6.3 divided by 4.5, beta is 1.4. Am I helping you all with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay. Okay, I will go back to the template over here. Considering how unadept I am with this keyboard, I'm probably better off to, on some of these that are kind of involved, to just show you how it works. Okay, in this case, you've got the market return, beta, the required return, and the risk. We want to solve for the risk-free rate. Well, think about it. You're going to have 9.25 is equal to the risk-free rate plus 8 minus the risk-free rate times 1.25. You've got the risk-free rate in there twice. Again, I am not going to go all the way through and do this. Here it is. 9.25 risk-free rate plus 8 minus the risk-free rate. You have to simplify. Let me get it a little smaller so we can get it on screen. There we go. Simplify all you can. Well, you've got the risk-free rate there. You have to expand this. It's 1.25 times 8 minus 1.25 times the risk-free rate. Remember your distributive factor. So you've got 9.25 is equal to, this is basic algebra, the risk-free rate minus 10 minus 1.25 times the risk-free rate. Okay, you've got 1 risk-free rate minus 1.25 risk-free rate. So you have got minus 0.25 risk-free rate, subtract 10 from both sides. That needs another decimal to it. There we go, 0.75. Divide minus 0.75 divided by 0.25, risk-free rate is 3. How are y'all's algebra skills?
Good.
I'm not hearing anything.
Oh, they're good.
Was algebra a long time ago?
Sort of. But it seems like it's still just basic math.
It is. It is, and it only gets involved when you, let me go back to the, over here to the template. As long as you're solving for what's over here on the left, it's pretty straightforward. It's when you start solving for something that's not on the left.
And you have to rearrange the problem.
You have to rearrange it.
Hmm.
And that's what these do. So let me go back over to the solution. Which one am I on? If I knew which one I was on. Come on, D. Come on, E. There we go. Okay. Because if I had to type all this in on this keyboard, I'm telling you. Okay, you're given the risk-free rate, beta, and the required return, and you're solving for the market. Okay, they gave you what's on the left. They gave you the risk-free rate. This one's a little bit easier. Market return only occurs one time. Just remember about your distribution. Remember, 1.3 times return on the market minus 1.3 times 3. So that's 3.9. And then when you put everything together, isolate the variable of interest, get it on one and everything on the other. It's got a coefficient of 1.3. So divide through by 1.3 and you get the market return. Oh, yeah. Okay, now look at the last one here. This is harder to do on this particular screen. I'm working on a Surface Pro is what I'm on, not my big computer. So a little bit. Okay, you're given the required return, beta, and the risk-free rate. You want to solve for the market risk premium. Same thing. You want to set it up so that I can do some of it. Maybe 13% is equal to 4% plus risk premium on the market times 1.20. And how about being on the left? There we go. And then solve. So you want to subtract 3 from both sides. I mean, subtract 4 from both sides. Divide through by 1.20. And I will get back over here to the solution. Right there. Subtract 4 from both sides. So 9 is equal to that times 120. Divide through by 120 and you got it. So if this has kind of gotten old for you, it's not something you use every day, you might want to kind of go back and review a little. Okay, let's look at this one. This is a two-parter. This is, here you go. Here I've got a portfolio. I'm going to replace asset D, this guy. And let's assume I don't have data on all of it, everything that's in the portfolio. With an asset with an expected return of 10 and a beta of 125. Okay, what I need to do is back D out of the portfolio and then put the new asset in. So I'm going to use the same two equations here, same two, 3 and 4, to back D out. And let me show you how I'm going to do that. Again, I'm not going to type it all in. There we go. Make it a little bit smaller. Come on. There we go. Okay. If I know the expected return on the overall portfolio is 835, this asset that I'm taking out is 27.08% of the total portfolio, 6,500 divided by 24,000. Okay. If I take that out at 7, what have I got left? Makes sense? I'm using this equation, but I've only got 2 elements. The thing I'm taking out, this right here, and what's left. And that's what I want to know. What is the expected return on what's left? 885. I'm going to repeat that exact thing with beta. Same thing. I know the beta of the portfolio. I need to know the beta of the portfolio without D in it. Kind of makes sense? Did we just do 3? Yeah, we did 3. I'm sorry. Okay. I've got that. Now I'm going to go do the second part. I'm going to put the new asset in. I've got the portfolio without D. I'm going to put F in. So now I'm using the equations directly. 27.08 is the new guy. 7292 is what I found before, what was left. Put those together. That's expected return on the new portfolio. That's the beta on the new portfolio. A lot of silence out there. There's a lot of algebra. I confess it. Okay. And let's see, going on down. If I'm given a risk-free rate of 3%, a market risk premium of 5, what's my required return? Beta of the new portfolio, 1.097. There he goes. Just plug that in and I get the required return of 849. So how did we do on chapter 8? Silence.
It is some part. The last part I'm gonna have to re-look over, but the first majority of it, I think I got it.
Okay, good. This is kind of involved, but you're using the same equations. You're just using it where you're given what's on the left and you're trying to find one of the elements on the right. Think about the example I did about trying to find the grade you need on exam 4. That's exactly what this is. And I know what I want on the left. What's the thing I got to find on the right that's going to make that happen? Okay, let's look. I'm in the template. I want to do. Okay, this puts chapter. Go away. It says my internet connection is unstable. Okay, this combines chapters 8 and 9. You're given, and now in chapter 9, the thing you have to watch for, remember in 8, you have to watch for whether it tells you the return on the market or the market risk premium. So you know whether to subtract the risk-free rate or not. In chapter 9, pay attention to whether they tell you the dividend was just paid, D0, the next expected dividend is D1, because that determines whether you multiply it by 1 plus the growth rate or not. In this case, I'm given D0. They just paid a dividend of $1.40. Growth rate is long-term expected permanent growth rate 3%. Risk-free rate's 275, market risk premium 5, beta's 1.10. Okay, I need to use constant growth, but I don't have the required return, but I can get it from this. So the first thing I need to do is get the required return. It's the risk-free rate plus market risk premium times, where's beta? There's beta. Yeah, beta. There we go. Okay. Yep, right. Yep, there we go. Okay, now I've got everything I need to get the price. The price is going to be $1.40 times 1.03 divided by 825 minus 3.
Which equation are we using again?
Right. Growth rate is 3. Required returns 8.25. Growth formula. I think it's number 6. And this is number 5. Let me go over here and pull up the formula sheet. Give me the formula sheet. Hang on. Formulas. I should have printed them out before I came. Yeah. CAPM is number 5 and the constant growth is number 6.
Okay.
And if we go over here and look at the solution, there it is. It's showing you how I got there. 8.25, then it's $1.40 times 1.03, 1 plus the growth rate. So the price is $27.47. So that, and I do kind of like that kind of problem because it combines both chapter 8 and 9 all into one thing. This is a case where the problem is going to ask you for the current price of the stock. And they've told you the dividend and the growth rate. Okay, that's my formula. Make it a little bigger. There we go. There's my formula. Okay, I've got D0. I've got the growth rate. What am I missing? I'm missing the required return, but they've given me enough information to calculate required return using CAPM. So you can get it. Okay, here's another one. I will go back to the template. Go back to the template over here. Same kind of problem. And the reason there's 2 is this time they're giving you D1 and the return on the market. So you need to pay attention to both things. Now I need to multiply times the growth rate. I've got it. I'm over here. And I've got the growth rate and it's negative. So you need to be careful because you're going to have a minus. And I will go back to the solution on it. There you go. Okay, the required return is the risk-free rate 3 plus 11 minus 3, because now I'm in the upper equation, times the 1.25. So the required return is 13. When you put that in the constant growth, oh, why these are so small. There you go. D1, I've already got 3%. 13% minus a minus 2 becomes 15%. So be careful of that. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Okay, non-constant growth. Nobody likes this. And I'm quite happy to say that now the textbook didn't used to do this. And now it does make it clear that if you get this part of it worked out, you can do it in the cash flow worksheet in your calculator, which is a good thing. Okay, here's what you need to do. The required return, I'll fill in all the little blanks, is 10%. And D0 is $1.50. And I'm just going to start, that's where I'm going to start from. And let me get all these in. And if you create this little chart like that, now each dividend, it's D0 times 1 plus the growth rate. Whoops, yeah, because I didn't get the little thing in there. Where's F2? I shouldn't be allowed loose without a... Why am I not getting it? There. Nope, that didn't work. That wasn't right. What's wrong with that? Oh.
You could see 138.
Yeah, I definitely need a that ought to work. There we go. Apparently I need a numeric keypad. I better go look for one. Okay. So the next dividend is the exact same thing. It's this times 1.17. So you can just drag it across. 594. 1.77 times 1.17, 2.071 times 1.16, 2.402 times 1.08 is that. Now, that we don't care because that's historical. I need P3. I need the price right here. The price when it becomes constant. P3 is equal to D4 divided by the required return minus constant growth rate. 129,721. Now, if you want to put them in your calculator, and I can open my calculator and show you how to do it. CF0 is 0 because we don't care. CF1 is your 177. CF2 is your 2.071. CF3 is 2.402 plus 129 because both of these occur at time 3. Discount rate is 10%. Solve it in your calculator. I can do it for you. Okay, the rate is 10% and the values are 102.59. Do we need to do that in the calculator? I can get it for you if we need to.
You need the instructions for it?
Hang on, let me get the little guy up here. I mean, do we need to go through and solve that in the calculator?
Could I, if it's all right, I would like to see it.
Okay. Are you seeing the calculator on the screen?
It just popped up, but it went away.
It went away?
Yes, like it flashed for a second.
Well, of all the nerve. Let me see if I can figure out why. New share. Well, I want to share that. Are you seeing it now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. It's going to be cash flow worksheet. Second, clear work. Cash flow 0 is 0. Cash flow 1 is $1.77. Enter and down. It occurs once. Cash flow 2 is 2.071. Enter and down. Cash flow 3 is, and you can do the adding right here, 2.402 plus the 129.721 equals, enter it, down, it occurs once, NPV, discount rate is 10, enter it down, compute. And there it is. So the key to this is, once you get this part of it right here, once you get that chart figured out, and the worst problem, where the problem lies is right out here. You need D4, the first constant dividend, first constant growth dividend, to find P3. But after that, you don't need D0 for anything, and you don't need D4 for anything else. Because the value of D4 is impounded into P3. So D3 and P3 go together to make a 3. That's how it works. You better believe that's on the test. That's all I have to say. Okay, let's do Do we need to do another one, or do you all need to practice on these some before we go further? This works exactly the same way. You've just got some negative growth. Let me get the solution back. Here it is. There's the other one. As long as you take what's given up here and create this right here, you're set to go into your cash flow worksheet. You're ready to go.
Okay. And the ones with the negative values, we would be adding those plus one again.
Yeah, it would be, well, think about it. This right here is equal to this. Let's see if I can do it. And it's going to be 1. It's going to be minus 0.02.
Right.
There.
Okay.
Yeah. Just be careful of the minuses.
And then it would be like the next one would be 1.426 times 0. If that was consistent.
1 plus 0.
1 plus 0.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that would be it. So
and then it grows. Yeah.
Then 1.426 times 1.02, right?
Exactly. Exactly. These are all the solutions to all of these are posted out there, so you can go back and look at them. And the set I'm going to go over, the second set looks a lot like this, because these are the problems that are here that are in these 2 chapters. There's 5 equations for from chapter 8. Expected return, standard deviation, expected return of a portfolio, beta of a portfolio, cap M. But when you get to chapter 9, there's constant growth, and there's not much else. I mean, it's kind of all a variation of that. Okay, let's look at this one. Oops, let me go back to the template. I want you to work on the template. Number 3. Okay. In this case, this is going to use what's called free cash flow valuation. And one of the caveats is still the same. But in this particular case, they're telling you that free cash flow is going to be uneven, but they're not giving you an uneven growth rate. They're giving you the dollars. We think free cash flow in year 1 is going to be 10 million or whatever it is. And we think in year 2, it's going to be -5. And we think in year 3, it's going to be 15. And then we think the growth rate, to hit something there, 15, hit enter. And then we think the growth rate is going to be 3%. And our required return is 7.5. Okay, we're going to follow the same pattern. We just don't have to grow these because they've given them to us. So this is going to be that times, see if I got it right this time. I did. I might get better at this. There. The free cash flow there for year 4 is going to be 1545. But I need the horizon value at year 3. And that's going to be that divided by required return minus the constant growth rate. There we go. After that, I'm going to put it in my cash flow worksheet just like I did before. Cash flow 0 is 0. Cash flow 1 is your 10. Cash flow 2 is your -5. And cash flow 3 is free cash flow 3 plus your horizon value. Discount rate 7.25. Now, here's the catch. Going to do exactly the same thing. Get net present value on this. Rate 7.25. And the values are 1 through 3. 293.42. That's the value of the firm. That's not the value of equity. And I want the value of a share of stock. So the value of equity is the value of the firm minus the value of debt and preferred. And that's given. Now the value of a share of stock is the value of equity divided by the number of shares outstanding. Make sense? Sort of?
Yes.
So when you're working with free cash flow, you need to remember that when you finish this little thing here, you don't have, I mean, that's not a price per share of stock. That's the value of the whole firm. You have to get the value of common stock and then get the price per share. Okay. Okay. Here's another one. This one, and remember, you have to pay attention. Free cash flow 1 or free cash flow 0. Okay, this is free cash flow 1. They're giving us the weighted average cost of capital, which I find interesting because we don't study weighted average cost of capital until chapter 10. So they have to give it to you. Okay. In this case, it's going to be constant growth. Let me go back over to the solution. Which one am I on? 4. Yeah. I've got free cash flow 1. Here's your formula right here. Looks exactly like the constant growth for a share of stock, except we're dealing with free cash flow. And instead of the required return on stock, we're using the cost of capital for the firm. So free cash flow 1 divided by required return minus the growth rate. There's the value of the firm. Subtract out the value of debt and market value of debt and preferred, the value of equity, divide by the number of shares, 5108. So far, so good.
Yes.
We've got a couple more. That must be the solution. So let me go back to the template. 350. Okay. I think we've only got 2 more here. Okay. The only difference here is in this case, you've got free cash flow 0. So in the up here, oh, it's got 350 times 1 plus 2%. I'm not going to type it so you can actually do it. And you're going to divide by the cost of capital minus the growth rate. Get the market value of the firm. Now we'll get back over here. There you go. So chapter 8, you have to pay attention to whether they tell you required return on the market, which means you have to subtract the risk-free rate to get the market risk premium, or market risk premium. You don't have to subtract. Chapter 9, you have to pay attention to D1 or D0, free cash flow 1 or free cash flow 0. And they'll be the problems are real clear about it. It'll say the firm just paid a dividend, or the firm is expected to pay a dividend, or it'll say the firm's free cash flow for this year was, or they expect free cash flow for next year to be. So they'll be real clear about it. In this case, again, it's free cash flow 0, so I have to multiply times 1 plus the growth rate. Required weighted average cost of capital minus the growth rate. Value of the firm, subtract, excuse me, subtract the value of debt and preferred, divide by the number of shares. So when you're dealing with free cash flow, you've got to remember that there's these other 2 steps where you take out debt and preferred and divide. And the last one just goes free cash flow 1 to remind you that you need to look at both of those. You need to be careful watching for those. Okay, did I help?
Yes. I'm gonna when I get to problems similar to that, I'm gonna recheck with this. I'm gonna have this video side by side so I can listen to any steps in case I see any kind of difference or if I feel like I did something wrong performing it.
And feel free to email me. That is fine. It's absolutely fine. Because this material, it doesn't go beyond Algebra 1. But for most of us, Algebra 1 was a long time ago.
Very.
Yeah, for you, it was probably 8th grade. For me, it was 9th grade, but that was still a really long time ago. But I use this all the time, and you don't use it. You don't use order of operations for stuff.
Actually, you'd be surprised about that.
Good.
Operation. I did use that in calculus.
I was a math major. I want people to use math. Use it for stuff. Okay. Next Sunday night before the test, we'll do this again. I've got a second set out there, And I've got a little third set too. The second set looks a lot like this set because it's the, I mean, there's only so many kinds of problems. Like, how many ways can I ask you expected return and standard deviation from a probability distribution? Yeah, I mean, that's it. I can change the numbers, but it's the same problem. Any questions while you're studying, feel free to email me. I do not mind a bit. I'm happy to help.
Thank you, Dr. Pugley.
Okay, Stephanie, Rodriguez, everybody okay?
Yes, ma'am, I'm good. Thank you so much.
Okay, this will be posted out there as soon as it, I don't know what it does, renders.
Rendering means it probably converts it for your particular computer. I've had to do group discussions for assignments in the class.
Well, it sends me an email when it's ready.
Send for a grade.
Yeah, and then I've been pulling it into Camtasia so I could edit a little bit, clean it up, put a title on it, you know, whatever, so you know which one it is. It'll be out there tonight. This will be out there, but please email me. I realize this has got a lot more math in it. These problems got a lot more math in them, but they're pretty straightforward. And let me go back and share my, can I go share my screen? Where is my screen? I don't want a whiteboard. I don't want that. I don't want that. I guess I want that. See if I can do it. No, I want this. Am I sharing? See if I'm sharing what I want to share. I'll get it in a minute. Well, there's what I want. There you go. There's the formula sheet. There's a short form, sort of. There's step-by-step solutions. This takes you through. That's a standard expected return and standard deviation. This is a non-constant growth step-by-step. It walks you through it. Then there's some algebra review. Here's the exercises we've been doing. The one I just did was set 1. There's set 2 and set 3. And in these cases, you can print out this template as a PDF if you want to work them by hand while I'm working on it. Let me back up again. Here's set 3, which is kind of shorter. And what have we got in video tutorials? Order of operations, expected return and standard deviation, weighted average, solving a linear equation, and it's using CAP-M, and it's doing what we did there where we saw for the different parts of it. And there's a video on non-constant growth stock. You can just listen to me again and again and again. I'm telling you. But those are all out there to help with this. So hopefully they will. Anything else I can answer for you?
Not on my end.
Terrific.
For me, it's like so on the test we're gonna have like Excel for us to, or we're gonna have to work it by hand.
By hand.
By hand. So
yeah.
Oh,
sorry about that. Yeah, I wish we could too. And I wish we could for several years. You will have to work it by hand, which is why I put the PDF out there so you can print it out and practice working it by hand. Practice actually doing it that way.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Yeah, I know. I cheat. I use Excel. The truth
Yes.
is, I could write this Surface Pro. I can write on the screen. I don't write on the screen very well. I don't write on the whiteboard very well, to tell you the truth. And I don't write on the screen very well. And if you've looked at any of those videos posted by Dr. Bonnie Van Ness that are down there, she does it really well. My department chair, she's very good at it. I mean, her writing on her Surface Pro is great. You're better off to see the Excel spreadsheet with the little numbers in, because you can definitely read them if you do that. But yes, I am sorry, you are going to have to use your pencil and your calculator.
Yeah.
You can do it. You can do it.
We can try.
You can do it. Practice it. You can do it. Okay, Stephanie, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okie doke. Email with any questions. I will post this. If you want to have a meeting before that and go over some other stuff, let me know. Otherwise, next Sunday night, test is a week from today. Next Sunday night, same time, same place. We'll do some more.
Okay.
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 All right.
Good night.
Thank you.
Dr. Cooley.